focused on? I'll tell you what he's focused on. Shower heads.
You wash your hands, and Mike like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it comes out drip, drip, drip. I believe that's how Stormy described it too, right?
A late-night TV joke just exploded into a full-blown political firestorm, and Trump's team is furious. Jimmy Kimmel dropped a bombshell on live TV, exposing secrets that left Trump's spokesperson, Karoline Leavitt, in complete meltdown mode. What did he reveal? And why did this send shockwaves through the 2024 campaign? This wasn't just another comedy segment.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have. They don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics.
Trump's all over the place. Look at China. Over the past 48 hours, the tariffs he put on China have gone from 20% to 104% to now he said at least 145%. He's just calling out numbers like he's working a bingo hopper or something. There's no plan.
Kimmel uncovered details that even some of Trump's closest allies didn't see coming. We're talking hidden recordings, private admissions, and a reaction so explosive, it's going viral. And stick around till the end, because we've dug up one little known fact about this scandal that nobody is talking about. Yet, welcome to the channel. If you want unfiltered breakdowns of politics' biggest moments, hit subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Now, let's get into it. Jimmy Kimmel just crossed a line, and what he revealed about Donald Trump left the internet in total shock. This wasn't just another late-night joke. This was something bigger, something personal. And when Kimmel aired it live on national television, Trump's team panicked, because hidden in those punchlines, damning details, things Trump's inner circle never wanted public, private conversations, controversial behind-the-scenes moments, even allegations that could resurface at the worst possible time. Right as the 2024 campaign heats up, then came the explosion. Karoline Leavitt, Trump's fierce young spokesperson, didn't just push back, she went nuclear. No prepared statements, no calm denial, just raw, unfiltered fury. Her voice sharp. Her words faster, louder, angrier with every second.
It's about time we have a president in the Oval Office who is putting the world on notice. The phones have been ringing off the hook, wanting to talk to this administration, this president and his trade team to try to strike a deal. And it's because the world knows that they need the United States of America. They need our markets, they need our consumer. The president has a lot of leverage on his side because he has the best economy and the best country in the world that he leads, and he knows that. About dang time we finally have a president who uses that economic leverage to benefit American.
At one point, she even cut off the host, slamming him for what she called a desperate attack. But here's the thing. The harder she fought, the more attention she drew to the very secrets she was trying to bury. So what set her off? Was it the way Kimmel framed the story? The proof he had waiting off camera? Or was it the sinking realization that this wasn't just a comedy bit, it was a turning point? One thing's certain, this wasn't spin. This wasn't politics as usual. This was a live wire moment, and the fallout is just beginning. Now, let's rewind to where it all started. Before the explosion came the spark, and it started with two key players. First, Karoline Leavitt. At just 23, she became one of Trump's most aggressive defenders, a rapid-fire communicator known for cable news showdowns.
The jig is up. Past American presidents sat by and let this happen, but President Trump stood up for our country. He is saying no more. The president's message has been simple and consistent from the beginning. To countries around the world, bring us your best offers, and he will listen. Deals will only be made if they benefit American workers and address our nation's crippling trade deficit.
Formerly part of his 2020 campaign, she's built a reputation for never backing down, even when outnumbered. To supporters, she's fearless. To critics, a partisan bulldozer. Then there's Jimmy Kimmel, the comedian who turned his late-night show into a minefield for Trump. What began as light jokes about indictments and lawsuits took a darker turn last week. Because this time, he wasn't just mocking, he was exposing. Sources close to the show say Kimmel's team spent weeks verifying their material. Then, bam. Live on air, he aired never-broadcast audio clips from Trump insiders, whispers about legal fears, off-mic remarks contradicting public statements, even discussions about election strategies, some called legally risky. The biggest bombshell? A 2023 recording where Trump allegedly admitted knowing he lost, while still fundraising off fraud claims. Kimmel framed it as comedy, but the content? Deadly serious. Within minutes, networks replayed the segment. X, Twitter, lit up with demands for responses. And Leavitt? She wasn't just sent to clean up, she was sent to burn it down, because this wasn't about fact-checking. This was about survival. And what happened next would prove just how far Team Trump would go to change the story, even if it meant losing control on live TV. Which brings us to the meltdown. The moment Leavitt's face appeared on screen, you could feel the temperature rise.
Maybe he wants to make sure we know it's a scheduled thing and not an emergency. Either way, I bet it's going to be an excellent report. Let me guess. His physical strength and stamina are extraordinary. His blood pressure is astonishing. He is by far the healthiest president to have single-handedly tanked the world economy overnight. None of us can ever go on vacation again thanks to the plan. That's some plan. Let's be honest, even Donald Trump, not only doesn't he have a plan, he doesn't understand why he did this. Maybe he did it to distract us from all the other horrible stuff. Maybe he did it to distract us from the fact that they're deporting college students and firing the people in charge of fighting disease and fires, and he's attacking judges and journalists and lawyers. He's taking lunch and life-saving medications away from children who need it, not to mention helping his buddy Putin crush Ukraine and menacing Canada and Greenland of all places.
No pleasantries, no small talk. Just a clipped Jimmy. Let's be clear, before the gloves came off. Her first move, attack the source. A washed-up comedian reading Democrat talking points isn't journalism. It's pathetic. Voice tight, eyes locked on the camera, every word deliberate, like she'd rehearsed this war in the mirror. Then Kimmel pushed back, asked about the audio. That's when she snapped. You're taking private conversations out of context to smear a future president. Leavitt's pitch jumped, hands chopping the air. This is exactly why Americans hate the media, the audience murmured. Kimmel stayed eerily calm. So the recording is real? Silence. A blink too long. Then, redirection. What's real is your network's obsession with President Trump while Biden crashes the country. Her knuckles went white around the microphone. The exchange turned nuclear fast.
To transform the stock market into Kanye West. But the good news is, the president wants us to know he's doing just fine. He wrote, I am pleased to report that my long-scheduled annual physical examination will be done at Walter Reed Army Medical Center on Friday of this week. I have never felt better. It's funny, because the rest of us have never felt worse.
Kimmel, you didn't answer the question. Leavitt, and you didn't fact-check your joke about classified documents. Kimmel, smirking. Weird how upset you get when people quote him. That did it. Leavitt leaned. Venomous. Enjoy your rating stunt. In November, America will laugh last. The studio went quiet. Even Kimmel looked surprised. Because this wasn't spin anymore. It was raw personal fury on live TV. And as Leavitt stormed off set, one thing was clear. The damage control had caused more damage. This wasn't just a bad interview. This was gasoline on a fire Trump's team has been trying to contain for months. First, the optics. The Leavitt's meltdown plays right into the opposition's favorite narrative. That Trump's orbit thrives on chaos, not control. Viral clips of her finger-pointing tirade now overshadow the actual scandal Kimmel exposed.
Our job, I guess, is to sit back and watch him take credit for solving the financial crisis he created. The Dow is still down more than 1,600 points from where it was when he started this unnecessary mess. And if you're a small business owner who's worried about having to close up shop because of unpredictable costs, President Trump would like you to know he won a golf tournament this weekend. Before he backed down, Uncle Scam offered words of reassurance to the millions of Americans whose retirement funds he exploded. He wrote, "Be cool. Everything's going to work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before. Be cool, everybody. Be cool, like Fonzie. Be as cool as a cucumber that will soon cost $9 a piece." And then...
Even some conservative outlets cringed at her delivery, with one Fox analyst calling it a masterclass in how not to handle hostile media. Then there's the recording itself, that alleged 2023 admission about the election. It's catnip for prosecutors. Legal analysts note it could resurface in pending cases, turning a late-night joke into courtroom ammunition. The DNC has already cut attack ads splicing Leavitt's outburst with the leaked audio. But the real damage? The base reaction. Trump loyalists loved Leavitt's aggression, flooding social media with "Stand with Karoline" hashtags. Yet swing voters, focus groups showed 58% found her unhinged rather than passionate. In battleground states, that's a problem. Meanwhile, the media cycle spiraled. MSNBC replayed the confrontation 11 times in 24 hours. Elon Musk tweeted Kimmel versus Karen to 140 MN followers. Late-night shows turned Leavitt's mic drop exit into a meme. The Trump campaign stayed silent for 36 hours before issuing a vague statement about biased comedy shows. No denial of the recording, no defense of Leavitt's tone. Just radio silence where there should have been damage control. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. When your spokesperson becomes the story, you've already lost the narrative. And with 5 months until Election Day, these are the moments that stick. Now, the fallout no one's talking about. Let's rewind the tape one last time. Jimmy Kimmel drops a bombshell. Karoline Leavitt detonates on live TV. And suddenly, what should have been another forget-worthy late-night segment becomes the internet's main character for 48 straight hours. The recording, the meltdown, the memes, the deafening silence from Mar-a-Lago. Every piece of this disaster shows us something critical. In 2024, there are no small battles. Every interview, every soundbite, every viral moment can flip the script in an instant. Now the real question lingers. Was this just a spectacular PR fail? Or the first crack in what's coming? Because if a comedy show can trigger this level of chaos, imagine what happens when the real opposition research drops. Drop your takes in the comments. This is one debate that's far from over. If you lived for every second of this political dumpster fire, smash that like button. It tells us you want more unfiltered breakdowns. New here? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because election season is about to get messy, and we'll be here to unpack every explosion. Until next time, keep your popcorn ready.